Today, I want to give you a proven methodology that will significantly improve your chances of success when you embark on any kind of journey of self-improvement. You see, the self-improvement or personal development industry world has a bit of a problem, because what they fail to address are underlying issues that are holding you back. Things like your self-beliefs, your self-worth, the nagging inner critic that tells you can't do stuff. And unfortunately, until this stuff is addressed, it's a bit like putting a band-aid on a gunshot wound. It's going to have nominal effect if it has any effect on the wound itself. And the thing is, you can't build a better you if you're trying to build it on shaky, suspect and unsound foundations. It's a bit like building an office block. Unless the foundations are good, the whole structure is going to be unsound and unsafe. And you are, in many ways, similar to that. If your foundations aren't right, then no matter what you do, no matter what you put on top, it's only going to have a nominal effect. It's not going to be nearly as good as it should and could be. So how do we tackle this? Well, I'm going to introduce a concept called self-destruction. Now, self-destruction is not about, literally ripping yourself apart. It's beginning to get to the root of how you came to be, who you are, where you are, why you are the way you are, and beginning to address those core issues. Because like I said, until you do that, your progress will be slow and hindered by all of this baggage that you're carrying around. You see, limited beliefs and fears and low self-worth will hold you back. They will slow your progress and make it much, much harder to improve you and your life than it probably should have been. It's a bit like swimming against the current down a river. It's going to be hard blooming work, your progress will be limited, and the moment you stop, you start to drift back downstream again. So what we're looking at is the core idea of self-destruction. Now, it's not literally, like I said, about ripping yourself apart and destroying your whole life. It's all about getting to the underlying issues that hold you back and slow your progress. Now, self-destruction is about literally dismantling your poor self-belief, your underlying issues around self-worth, confidence. It's that nagging voice in the back of your head that says, I can't, or I'm not good enough, or I'm always failing. So, and if you watch to the end of the video, I'm going to give you a video on that inner critic, that inner voice, and how to tackle it. But to begin to deconstruct this is the way to real progress. When you get a handle on this, it really can make a massive difference, and you can see progress really, really quickly. So, where do we start? Well, a great place to start is by journaling, literally writing down on a regular basis, preferably daily. You don't have to spend all day on it, but just spend a couple of minutes at the end of the day or late in the day, just writing down how you felt, what you've experienced, how were you feeling, what were you thinking, what were your fears throughout the day, and started to think about how on earth these have come about. Where did all this stuff come from? Most of this comes from our childhood, experiences from our early years with significant others who made, a big impact on our lives. But for you at the moment, you're just going to journal, you're going to look at how you're feeling and start to think about where this stuff comes from. The next step is to begin to visualize putting all of these fears and doubts and negative feelings into a garbage bag and then dumping it into the trash can. Literally, close your eyes, picture stuffing all of these things into this make it black, trash garbage bag and sticking it in the trash can. The good thing about this is that you begin to identify what it is that's holding you back, and you begin to take at least a mental and psychological action towards dealing with them. Even if it's not physical, mentally you're beginning the journey. The next step is to begin to identify, I've got some cattle in here, begin to identify what those fears and issues are. What are the things that are holding you back? Because what I want you to do next is a big, big step, because I want you to look for a way to begin to tackle these things head on. And I mean head on. So for example, if you're terrified of public speaking, join something like the Toastmasters, where they not only help you to overcome your fear of public speaking, they will actually encourage you to write better speeches and write good speeches and do a good job. If you want to lose weight, for example, that's your personal development goal. That's great. Next time you go shopping, just be aware of the rubbish food that you put in your basket and buy less of it. If you want to get fit, for example, put on your shoes and go for a brisk walk. Even if you don't feel like you can go for a run, go for a brisk walk and make it a habit of doing that daily. Keep it simple, keep it accessible. You know, if you want to improve your career, how about dusting off your resume? When was the last time you updated it? If you want to get a promotion, why not just go and ask for it? Want to get a raise? Same thing. Want to start a business? Investigate writing a business plan and make a start. The point is to do something that begins to look at this head on, tackles this head on. Now, yes, it's going to be scary. Yes, some willpower will be required. But the cool thing is that once you begin to get momentum with this, your confidence will go through the roof. You will get such a great feeling of self-worth and achievement that it will have been worth facing your fears and just making a start. And that's all we're looking to do. Just make a start and get a little bit of momentum. But here's the thing. You can't learn to swim until you get in the water. You have to be in the water, scary as that might be. You can't learn to drive in the passenger seat of a car. You've got to get behind the wheel and start. And I remember when I learned to drive, it was terrifying. In fact, to be honest, it was quite scary when I learned to swim too. But I did it anyway because I wanted to learn to drive. So I overcame that, and you almost certainly have done the same thing. Most people who get behind the wheel of a car are nervous, they're scared, they don't know what they're doing, and but they do it anyway, and eventually learn how to drive. And the same thing is with personal development and self-improvement. Making a start involves overcoming some fears. Take that first step, make it a small one, and make sure that you do it. So why does this work? Well, ultimately, when you start confronting your fears, you are chipping away at all of that negative self-belief about yourself. You're effectively reinforcing the fact that you are more than capable of being successful. You are more than capable of achieving more than you ever could possibly have imagined. And you're boosting your own confidence, you're boosting your own self-worth, and you're reinforcing the belief that actually this stuff is not nearly as terrifying as you'd originally thought. And this, my friend, is how you get into personal development properly. You have to confront your fears. You have to take that first step. You have to step out into the unknown, get out of your comfort zone. And that's the crux of it. You see, you're not just replacing your negative self-beliefs. The chances are good they will always be there in some way, shape or form, and that nagging doubt in the back of your mind will crop up from time to time. But once you've got confidence that you can do this, that you're more than capable of overcoming this, it will spur you on to take this step again and again and again. And to be honest, it can open up a whole new world of possibility and success in no matter what it is that you want to do. And like I said, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The more you identify your fears and begin to overcome them, the easier it gets. And like I said, this for me and for many people has opened up a whole new world of possibility. Is it easy? No. Is confronting your fears fun? Sometimes it's very not fun. But is it worthwhile? Hell yes. Oh yes, big time. So to cap it off, self-improvement is a journey, it's not a destination. But, and this is where a lot of the personal development world goes wrong in my view, it requires action. It requires getting off the couch, getting off your excuses and just making a start, confronting those fears and going and doing. You see, by deconstructing your old self, you are literally paving the way to a much, much brighter future, more than you could possibly imagine. So that's it. Start journaling, identify what issues you have and challenges, begin to work out what fears you have, and then work out a plan to begin to deconstruct them, overcome them, face them head on. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. There are going to be times when it's bloody terrifying, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And once you do it, it will spur you on to do it again and again and again in all kinds of different areas of your life. In many respects, the sky's the limit, but you need to make that start. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate you tuning in. If you've got questions, please ask in the comments below. And if you want to stop your nagging self-doubt. Remember to watch the video wherever it's going to be on your inner critic. But thank you again. Subscribe, like, share it with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one.